Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial slash review of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. Most of you probably know I'm not big on purple and pink. It's not my thing. But when I saw this palette, now I have to be very careful because I just dropped this and this shade right here, what is this? Rose Gold, started to pop out. I'm gonna give you a little quick review before we get into the tutorial and you can kind of see like what my first impressions are. That just happened. That just happened. We're gonna power through this. Fuck, man. Okay, so when I saw this, at first, I saw the press for it and I was like, purple and pink, not down, not big into it. Then I started to see the colors that were actually in the palette. You can actually do quite a bit with this palette. You've got warm tones, you have cool tones. You have a bunch of nice mattes. You've got purples from warm to cool, which is nice. You have spectrum. You've got beautiful rose gold, which I used on my lids today and then just broke. Gold, pink, like pale gold. I love the use of Eccentric. I think that's great. That really they added some really pretty fall kind of colors, which kind of take away from that like the typical purpley blue, and it allows you to do a little bit more. I have a bunch of new products, so I decided to give you 3 different lip options, including this like very tame pinky nude. I went from like typical pretty to kind of vamp to crazy. So those are your 3 lip options. All right guys, before we get into the video, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Did I say subscribe already? You can follow me on all the social media stuff. It's all linked down below. I like to ask you guys questions about like videos that you want to see. I'll take polls and stuff, and I would love it if you participated so I know what you want to see. Let's get into the tutorial. All right, so I already have my face makeup on pretty much. I am worried about fallout just because a lot of these shadows are pretty pigmented. So I'm going to be baking underneath my eyes, maybe a couple other places. I don't do this very often because I like more natural looking skin. But today, I don't know, the foundation that I used was a little bit dewy, so I decided to set my face. So we're working with powders today. I'm gonna be using the HUDA Beauty Easy Bake Loose baking and setting powder. It's such a long name, and this is in the shade Pound Cake. It has the most intense scent, very, very sweet. So I'm just gonna be picking this up on my Sigma Beauty something sponge, precision sponge or something. It's like a little wedge. It's great for underneath your eyes. I've been absolutely loving it. I also, if you saw my contour video, I like to brighten up like along the sides of my nose and underneath my eyes anyway. So this is pretty much what I'm gonna be doing to make sure that I catch any fallout. So I'm just placing this in the areas that I tend to get fallout, and then also just, I don't know, some places that I want to bake. We'll do a little bit right there. I was really excited when I saw this palette come out, actually. I don't typically like purples and pinks and stuff, but I feel like there's a lot of great shades in here. I'm gonna start off with Incense, this neutral shade right here, to start off in my crease. Oh, I haven't even primed my lids yet. All right, so I'm gonna prime my lids using the Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer. This is in the shade Swan. I'm just gonna pop like a little bit on my lids. It's a pretty light concealer. I wanna make sure that I have like a nice base so that these colors really pop. All right, and then I'm just gonna use a little bit of translucent setting powder. I'm gonna use the Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder by Too Faced. Just gonna use a small amount of this to set that, and then I'm gonna make sure that I take it out here. So if you saw my last tutorial, I like to wing out my eyeshadow lately. So I wanna make sure that it's going to blend into the rest of my foundation seamlessly. I'm gonna start building up the crease. So I don't know if you guys, well, you probably can't notice now because I'm baking. My filler has kind of settled like a little bit low. I don't know if you guys watched my filler video. The doctor said, he mentioned that I should come back in after about a month or so to get it like evened out, just kind of like fill in any areas. Like you kind of have to let the filler like settle or whatever. So I'm actually doing that tomorrow. It's been a little bit over a month, but yeah, so if you've noticed that, I definitely think that it's pretty obvious, or it's been pretty obvious. I'm gonna take this up to my brow bone. I'm just going to kind of like build up a light wash, and I'm gonna build up the pigment closer to my crease. But yeah, so I'm going back tomorrow to kind of like get it filled in a little bit because my eyes were pretty sunken. I know he said that they weren't that bad, but come on. There is a lot of kickback when I like dip my brush into the palette, which, you know, was typical of the what's called subculture palette, which I know was like something that people had against it. All of the shadows were really pigmented. I know people had problems with fallout and all of that, but I love that palette. You just have to like, if you want pigment, you're probably gonna get a little fallout. So you gotta take the bad with the good. You can't have everything. I'm gonna go back in and just kind of like keep deepening that up. The shadow's pretty pigmented. Like you can really build it up. Like you can shear it out, but you can also build it up. Getting a little bit of patchiness right there, but I don't know if it's because of my base or not. If you guys don't like sweet smells, do not get the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powders, because they are, like, the smell is super intense. It doesn't really bother me that much, but man, even after you've dusted it away, like, you can smell it for like a good amount of time. Like that smell's gonna be on your face. That's nice. It's very velvety, pretty even. Didn't really have any problem blending that out. I think, I don't know if that's lighting or what, it did seem to go on a little bit patchy here, but I don't know. I'm going to grab Eccentric next. This like warm orangey brown. I'm just gonna start like really defining the crease and then kind of like blend up into that wash. Ooh, that's nice. Anastasia really kills it with like the fall kind of colors. That's why I fell in love with Subculture so much, because it just had those like beautiful like warm colors, and all of the colors were kind of like, I don't know, they were unexpected, and it really made that palette stand out. All right, I think I'm gonna grab the Anastasia brush, the one that comes with the palette. They've got like a little blending brush, and then that's kind of like a, I don't know, like a little definer brush or something to pack on shadows. And now I'm gonna go into Passion, which is kind of like a dusty mauve shade, kind of. But this is gonna be like a nice transition into kind of like the purple realm. So yeah, I am getting like a lot of kickback when I put my brush into the pan, but the shadows are super pigmented, so I don't know. It really depends on like, do you want your shadows to be super pigmented, or do you not want to have to deal with kickback? So I'm just going back in with the previous brushes that I used. There's no additional product, just making sure to like kind of blend. Is it removing it from this area? I can't tell. I don't have any fallout, so that's good. All right, I'm gonna use the other side of the Anastasia brush, and I'm gonna grab the Passion again. And I'm just gonna kind of like pack this on the outer part of the lid. Just make sure that I'm connecting it up to the crease. Then I'm gonna turn my brush around and just kind of like blend around. I'm really living for these colors right now. They're absolutely stunning. It's gonna be really gorgeous for green eyes. Like, man, I don't know what to do for the lid because I really like all these colors. I really like rose gold. Rose gold is nice. But I'm also into dazzling. I also like drama. I'm not into celestial just because like it's so purple. I think I'm gonna grab rose gold and I'm gonna apply this with my finger to start off. Ooh, holy shit. Man, that is pigmented. I'm worried about fallout. Yeah, that's a fucking foil if I've ever seen one. All right, let's see. I'm definitely gonna get fallout with this. Yep, I'm getting fallout, but holy shit, is that pigmented. That's a very unique rose gold color. I think I'm gonna use a different color, like more on the inner corner, so I'm just gonna kind of like leave it there. Oh man, that's beautiful though. It's very intense. It's really creamy though when you put your finger in it. Like, you really don't need to touch it very much. Like, when you put your finger into it, it kind of like mushes down so you can feel the oil. There's a lot of oil in it. And I'm gonna kind of like press and pull. It's the best way to like put it down without getting like way too much fallout. Oh, fuck, I got it there. Look at that color though. That is nice. It's very unique because it has kind of like this warmth that comes through. You can kind of see that like coppery tone, that coppery like highlight, but it's got sort of like this plummy undertone. That's nice. It's very flattering. I think I want to mess around with a little Fix Plus, see how we can manipulate it, like how intense we can make it. I feel like I'm taking a bunch of product off of this eye, but I really can't tell in my monitor, so you guys gotta tell me. The lighting is weird. So I'm gonna grab a flat brush. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my Sigma E54 medium sweeper. This is one of my favorite brushes to pack on pigment because it picks up a lot because it's got like a little bit more fluff to it. So it's got like a little bit more texture. It grabs onto the pigment, and then I guess I'll just use my all-nighter setting spray. I'm just gonna pat it on top of what I have. It kind of like liquefies it a little bit more, but I actually think I like it better without. Yeah, I actually think I prefer the way it looks when it's just applied with my finger, but I have to make both sides even. All right, so that shadow is extremely impressive simply on its own. You do not need like Fix Plus. You don't need to just take a little bit of it and put it down with your finger because it's fantastic. I think a brush, I don't know, it's not really working for me very well. I am getting quite a bit of transfer though because these shadows are so, like there's so much oil in them, there's a lot of pigment, so it's kind of just going all over the place now. I can't really keep it contained, so I want to add like a little bit of depth back in here. I don't know, man, that's like, it's really transferring. I might have to mess with this pink, so I think I'm gonna grab Wild Child and put it like very in the inner part of the inner corner. Maybe I'll do Dazzling instead. No, I'm gonna do Wild Child, fuck it. Let's just do some pink. I'm gonna try applying this with a brush. These shadows on their own are very impressive. You can tell that they have like a lot of oil in them, so I think that adding a Fix Plus or a setting spray just kind of makes them, I don't know, maybe too much. Like there's too much moisture in it and it kind of ends up balling up. That's been my experience. Maybe I'm using a little bit too much product. I don't know. It's really pretty though. It looks nice. All right, I'm gonna dust this shit off my face and go on to the lower lash line finally. I'm pretty happy with those shades. I'm just gonna spritz my face really quick with a little setting spray just to kind of keep that pigment where it is so it's not like falling down anymore. And also my face just needs it right now. All right, for the lower lash line, I'm gonna kind of do my typical progression. So I'm gonna start off with Incense, the transition shade that I went in with, and just kind of buff that along the lower lash line. And I might leave this area in here a little bit open, you know, just for experimentation. Maybe I'll incorporate some purple. I feel like I should since it's the Norvina palette. Now I'm gonna grab Eccentric, focus this a little bit more on the outer part. And then I'm gonna grab Passion, focus this like on the outer upper lash line, and then making sure to connect it up. All right, I think I am gonna incorporate a little bit of purple because I just don't see why not. So I am gonna pick up Celestial, this purple guy right here. It's a kind of duochrome, I think. I can't really tell. And I'm gonna place it on the inner part of the lower lash line. I'm actually, can't talk. I'm actually going to hit that with a little setting mist just because I feel like it should be a little bit more intense than it is. I don't know if that did anything. I don't think it really did. Just checking for fallout over here. Yeah, so these shadows, you get fallout. You're gonna get fallout. Similarly to, like, I don't really know what people were saying about the Modern Renaissance palette because I don't have it. I know people loved it. I don't know if they had like the same problem with fallout with that one. I would assume that they would because it would be the same formulas, I'm guessing. You know, the Anastasia shadows in general, but I love the Subculture palette. I did get fallout with that. All I can do is recommend that you do your eyes first. And if you do your eyes second, like I am right now, bake. So be careful with your application. That's pretty much it. I think they're going on beautifully. Like the shadows themselves look stunning. I'm not done with the video. I just felt like I had to say that. Yeah, I mean, this foil is just like crazy on my eyes. I didn't need any Fix Plus. I usually feel like I need Fix Plus with like most things, but I don't know, man. Pretty good. I'm gonna grab Dreamer. This is the lightest shimmer in the, I'm gonna grab Dreamer. This is the lightest shimmer in the palette, and I'm gonna place this in my inner corner. I don't know, I find that shadow to be kind of underwhelming. That's upsetting because it looked really pretty. Maybe it would look better on the lid, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna finish off the rest of my face before I finish off my eyes. You guys know how I like to do that. So I'm gonna add a little bit more warmth. What the fuck is, oh, it's attached to my head. Okay, so I'm going to use the BECCA Be a Light palette. Be a Light, right? Be a Light. This is light medium, and I'm gonna use the bronzer shade right here because it's fantastic. It's a little small though, I'll say that. But I really like the color. It's like warm, but it's got a little bit of neutral in it. Did I say this? I already did a little bit of cream contouring. Sorry, the plane interrupted me. A little bit of cream contouring already, but I typically like to do that with like a slightly cooler shade. And I've been using this bronzer to kind of like just warm up my skin if I feel like I need it. And then for my cheeks, for like a little bit of color and blush, I'm gonna use another BECCA product. This is the BECCA CHRISSY TEIGEN Endless Bronze and Glow. I used this in one of my other videos. It's pretty stunning. Now, I kept placing it like right on the apples of my cheeks. I don't think that that's flattering on me because like I said in one of those videos, I don't have big round cheeks. What I'm gonna do is place it just above my contour, just kind of like in this area, because I don't have cheeks, I have cheekbones, you know? So I feel like when I place it here, it kind of just brings my face down. That's what I've been noticing, and I think that looks better. I won't know until I look at this footage. And that's a nice color though. Really, the rose gold of it really ties in the lid color. For highlight, I'm going to be using the ELCIE Cosmetics Skin Reflector. Talked about this a couple times. This is Pearly Glaze, really beautiful. I just absolutely love it. I'm just gonna hit the top of the cheekbone right here. Kind of, it's just so pretty. It like creates that glow from within because the pearl is really fine. I've also been trying not to bring it like down too low on my cheek because again, it just brings attention to the fact that I don't have those beautiful like round cheekbones. So I'm focusing it like a little bit up here because my whole cheek area just kind of like happens here. It's not down here. right, so I want to give you guys like a couple different lip options just cause I have like a few lip products here that I really want to try, but some of them are kind of crazy. I guess I'm going to use Anywhere Caffeine. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. I'm just going to use this to line my lips, and I'm not going to overline them as much as I did in my last one. And then I'm going to go in, the first lip is going to be a nude glossy lip. So I've just been into gloss lately, I don't know. But this is from the Karen, the ILUVSARAHI Dose of Colors collection. This is the shade Barely There. So I think it's kind of pigmented, which is really pretty. All right, so this is the finished look with the first lip option. Nude glossy lip. It's pretty safe. I love this gloss by Dose of Colors. Karen killed it with this collab. Let me know if you guys want to see a video using the whole collection. This lip color is pretty perfect for this though because it's got a little bit of warmth in it, but it is a nice light nude, but it kind of ties in the warmth from the crease colors. I kind of love it. All right, the next the next lip option that I wanted to give you was this new liquid lipstick by Melt. I love their liquid lipsticks. This is in the shade Immoral. You guys probably know that I'm obsessed with Dark Cherry. That's like one of my, Death Cherry, not Dark Cherry. This is a slightly lighter, I think, but it's still kind of got that like blood red vibe to it. It might have a little bit more of a pink undertone, and Death Cherry might have like a little bit more of a warm undertone. I don't know yet. I haven't even tried this. I really want to try it with this look. I feel like it'll look, I don't know, vampire-esque. I'm going to line my lips using, I guess I'm just going to use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Full Red, just to give me a guide. I think this is going to be a little bit darker. The formula seems like a little bit more liquidy than the last one. Okay, so it feels very velvety, but it's kind of going on patchy on my lips. And it's also a little bit lighter than I thought it was gonna be. So I don't know how to feel about this. All right guys, so this is the look with Immoral liquid lipstick. It's still kind of, it's taking its time drying. I did 2 layers. I like this look with red lip. I don't know if I'm such a huge fan of this one. It's got a little bit more pink in it than Death Cherry. I like Death Cherry a lot better. I think it's much deeper as well. And it has a different applicator. The applicator is more of a teardrop with like the hole in the center, and it just disperses the product more easily. This was, I don't know, it just kind of went on patchy. Like it's not really sticking in certain areas, and it's just not very even. It sucks because the formula itself feels very velvety, but I don't think I really like the applicator. So the color is pretty, and I definitely like this look with a red lip, but perhaps not this one. I have one more shade that I want to try. Whoa. Oh man. Great. This isn't easy. Okay, well if you're looking for a lip stain, Immoral liquid lipstick. All right, I want to create like not a hot pink base, so I'm just taking a little bit of concealer and going over. That's not really working though. God, it's relentless. Okay. All right, well the last lip option that I wanted to show you is this new metallic matte liquid lipstick by Too Faced. This right here in the shade, the Real Teal. And I just thought it was sweet looking, so I'm gonna throw it down. All right guys, so this is the final look with the matte. Do I have it all over my teeth? Alright guys, so this is the final look with the matte metallic teal lip. It definitely looked like an alien. I'm kind of into it. It's like an homage to like the old makeup that I used to do where I would go like crazy on the eyes and crazy on the lips. I don't really do that anymore. This lipstick is getting all over my teeth. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Overall, I think that this palette is definitely worth it if the colors speak to you. I think that you can actually do a lot with this palette. I know that it looks like it's just purples. I think that's because the packaging is really purple. But I mean, you've got nice warm shades. You have some great, you've cool tones, you've got pinks, you've got purples, you have neutrals, you've got gold. There's a lot that you can do in here. I was a little bit skeptical when I saw it because I'm not like huge on pinks and purples. But when I really started to examine the palette, I realized that there was a lot more in here than I thought. I love the eye look that I created. Maybe not with this teal lip, but I wanted to try it. It's fine. I definitely loved it with the nude lip. Like absolutely loved it with the pink nude lip. So I think that I'm probably gonna take this off and try to take pictures with that because I like it way better. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comments down below. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, all that stuff. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.